Okay. Can anybody see if we're live? Oh, well, Chris is ready.
There's Chris. Chris is always first.
Chris is first. So have y'all convinced Chris to come to the Gulf
Chris, you're
Coast?
coming. Chris, you're coming. He doesn't get a choice.
He doesn't get a choice now.
Yeah, we'll drive to Baton Rouge and fight him.
Yeah.
Wait, do you instead of calling him Cajun Reseller, you call him Chris from Baton Rouge, Victoria? You did that earlier.
Oh, I don't know. I've never called him Cajun Reseller, I don't think.
You just call him Chris from Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to start off by just introducing, since, people are going to watch this behind. Aw, hi, Philly Flipper. So, I'm Bob. This is my channel, and these lovely ladies are my friends, and I convinced them all to talk to me today. So, we're going to start with Alicia and work our way down, if that's okay. So, Alicia, if you want to introduce yourself, and that'd be great.
Okay, my name is Alicia. My channel is Murray'd Life. And I just post mostly reselling content, but I do a lot of try-on videos, a lot of hauls, my what sold videos. And yeah, it's just a place where I like to share things about my reselling business over there. And I also have a TikTok. It's at Murray'd Life, and we have a lot of fun over there. It's kind of a different content. I feel like on YouTube, I'm a little bit more serious. Not really. But on TikTok, it's all game. It's all game over there. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm from Mississippi. Excited to meet Bob pretty soon.
So, and you're a full-time reseller.
Yeah. Well, I heard someone, they made a really, I think it was a girl named By Camille. I could be totally wrong. Someone made a video about this a week ago about what does being a full-time reseller mean to you? And someone said, there was a bunch of different responses, and someone said, is it the same income you were bringing in, your full-time job? And that's how they considered themselves full income or full-time. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of because I don't work 40 hours a week, not even close to 40 hours a week when reselling. But yeah, I would consider myself full-time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I do it as if it's your primary income source or not. So if this is your primary income source, then I would consider you a full-time reseller. If that makes sense.
That was another answer. That was someone else in the comments said that too. It's just interesting to hear how other people think of full-time reseller.
Okay. So now it's your turn, Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and my channel is Super Geeked, and I live down the street from Alicia. And you'll see a lot of reselling on my channel, but I also like to do other things. We're going to have a video out because we're doing Pride. I have a vendor booth this weekend. And I don't know, I'm a full-time reseller. My main income is definitely reselling now. I kind of got thrown into it. But yeah, so that's about it.
And you're also full-time.
Yes, full-time.
Okay. And a full-time mommy too.
Yes, that is definitely a full-time job.
And then Jess?
Oh, hey, I'm Jess. I am part-time reseller. I mainly do clothing, and I do a lot of retail arbitrage as well. I have a YouTube channel, Gore Space Jess, and over there I normally do same thing as Alicia. I do thrift hauls and what sold videos and tips and tricks videos for Poshmark and eBay. And I'm a mom as well, and that's pretty much me.
And then I'm also part-time as well. This is not my primary income source. So, and I'm also have a disability, so I don't think I'd ever be able to be full-time, but maybe one day. So let's talk about, okay, so the things that I wanted to talk about are a couple of things. So we have 2 full-timers, and then we have 2 part-timers. So I also feel like all of us have a wide range of difference in how our businesses run and what we sell and how we sell it. So if y'all would be kind enough to let me, me personally, know, I'm not sure if the chat is curious at all, how many listings do you have in your main store? Because I know almost all of us sell on more than one platform. And then how many items do you typically list per day? Or if you don't do daily listings, how much do you normally average per month?
Are we starting with me? Are we going to go back in that order?
Yep, we're just going to keep going because otherwise we'll all get confused.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good to me. So, okay. So I started reselling. Well, I actually started reselling on eBay, but then whenever I left the antique store and was just going to do mainly clothes, I started on Poshmark. So technically, Poshmark is like my main platform. That's where I have most of my listings. And I think I have right at 900 available listings on Poshmark. And I've been cross-posting since last year. And so I think on eBay right now, I'm at like 650. And then as far as listing every day, I'm trying a new thing, y'all. I'm trying a new thing. I'm trying a 4-day work week. Okay. This is my first week. This is my first week on it. So I don't know how long this is going to be going, but I've been listing 7 items per day this week. And that is like a number for me that's like so doable, like easy. But it also seems to just keep up with my listings. And yeah, 7. That's what I'm shooting for, like 5 to 7 a day is what I'm shooting for. Because some days, like when I do those listing challenges and I do like 20, 25, that's too much, y'all. That's like
I get burned out. Yeah. So I totally feel that. How about you, Victoria? How are you doing with that?
I have 832 active listings as of today, and I list 10 a day. That's because I haven't been able to get from under a death pile for the last like 4 months, because even though I did a big listing challenge, Alicia keeps talking me into going out of town, and we keep buying these mega hauls. So I have so much to list that I've been able to list at least 10 a day. Plus, like you said, I have kids. So once the kids are home, it's hard for me to do anything. I may be able to like do measurements or steam or whatever, but trying to get through, if I don't get that 10 listings done within the day, they don't get done. So, I'm one of those people that has to also prioritize. Like I have to, block my time to stay on task because I have so much other stuff going on. And so that's the only way that I can do it. So I try to do 10.
That's really awesome. That's a good goal though.
Yes, I mean, some days I don't get to 10, but most days I've been able to stay on top of 10. That's manageable for me. So
that's awesome. What about you, Jess? So you're part-time like I am.
Yeah. Right now I have like 950 active listings on eBay.
Woo!
So I started there. I started there like 16 years ago. So it's built up over time. I mean, I don't have something that's 16 years old in my eBay store, but, and then I don't really make goals for myself just because I am part-time. And if I don't hit my goals, I get really down on myself. But I do, whenever I go thrifting, I have to list that item within like the first 2 days, or else I lose interest in it. And it either goes back to the thrift store, or it sits there and I just hate it and it doesn't get listed.
So does that mean you do or do not have a death pile? You just redonate your death pile?
I try not to redonate my death pile, but if I lose interest, it goes back to Goodwill.
That's interesting. I think you're one of the few people that says that.
But I don't do that many. Not everything goes back to Goodwill. I mean, I try my hardest to get everything listed, but I don't have huge hauls like Victoria and Alicia. But when I do, I get it listed within like 2 days. Like I have to, otherwise I know I will lose interest and it won't get listed.
So I've noticed that about you, Jess, because when we've done like collaboration videos, I don't have anything listed. You've already sold everything that you got in your box. So it's like, dang, I haven't even listed one of those things.
Well, that's another goal of mine is when I do YouTube videos, I do them usually the next day, and I want to have those listings so I can post them like on the screen and show people that they're listed and here's where you can buy it because it's for sale right now.
You are so much better than me because I'll put out a haul video and I'll have people commenting like, when are you gonna list this? I'm like, y'all give me a couple days. Like let's chill. Let's let it sit here for a while,
Yeah. So I have a question. So So you get messages because people want to buy that stuff, right, Alicia? And then Jess, have you noticed that when a video goes up that a lot of stuff that were in that video that you hadn't already sold yet, does it sell normally within like a week of you putting the video up then?
So not necessarily on YouTube, but on TikTok, I have at least one sale from every haul I've done. So it's been
And
awesome.
did they tell you that they're from TikTok?
Yep. They usually leave me a message in my eBay store or on Poshmark saying, hey, I'm now a follower and I bought this.
Really?
And then I try to shout them out in the next video the next day or whatever. And I guess they like that. So I keep doing it.
So what about, okay, I don't know if anybody cares about what my stuff is because like I just hit 400 listings today. And I normally only list like 50 things a month. And that's about all I can do. But then I have the negative where normally if I go out sourcing, I'm getting 50 to like 150 items, which is why I don't source very often because it's just so bountiful in my area. Like it's very easy to be a full-time reseller in my area if this was your only thing, and sourcing would not be an issue. Even during quarantine, sourcing was not an issue for me. I just had to not source. So I have a question. So Jess, you shout them out. Alicia and Victoria, do you guys do anything when you get viewer sales at all?
I have. I mean, usually if I get a viewer sale, it's somebody who saw something on YouTube and they'll reach out because I haven't listed it yet, and I'll sell it through PayPal. And so when I do my what sold videos, then I usually say something.
What about you, Alicia?
Not really. I mean, well, okay,
Thanks for that money. Bye.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. I do have a reason why I don't anymore. So if you go back on my videos, maybe even last summer, maybe a little bit before that, in my what sold videos, I would shout out people that would buy certain things from me. But then you would get like 5-6 customers a month, and then like I don't know, I just felt like I was spending too much time thanking people, so I just never say anything. I mean, I'll message a customer and thank them, but I don't give them a shout out. I guess I'm a bad YouTuber. I don't know.
Well, do you do like a handwritten note then instead? Be like, thank you, or are you just like, no?
Well, only if it's somebody, okay, like I have one lady, she literally comments on everything, like every one of my videos, and she bought something from me, and I did write her a note because I do appreciate her a lot. But I mean, if it's just somebody that just like left me a note like, hey, I like your YouTube or whatever, thanks. Like, I don't know if that's rude, y'all. Y'all are making me feel like I'm being rude for that. But yeah, no, I guess I thank them in the comment, in the eBay comment or message or Poshmark bundle or something like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for me, I have repeat viewers that support me because they came over from Twitch. So my Twitch audience, some of them have come over from there, and I know who they are. And then I yell at them for buying something from me, and I'm like, you could have just sent me a message and we could have done this off platform and I could have gotten you for cheaper. Or for some of them, because we've been friends for so long, like you could have just told me you wanted it and I would have sent it to you. So I don't know why I keep doing this, but they want to support me and I really, really appreciate that. So, that's awesome, Melinda.
You guys, if anyone's saying anything to me in the chat, I'm just going to give everyone a heads up. I'm the worst at reading the chat. I've already missed like almost every single comment. So here's my sorry in advance to everyone in the chat. Okay.
Well, if it's specifically towards you, Alicia, I will put it up so that way you can see it.
That will work. That will work. Yes, that will work.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, I have a list of things I want to talk about and talk to them about. But if you guys have specific questions, since they're here and kind of a captive audience, I will pass them along because I know chat is kind of not a priority for some people. And I know it's also not a priority for me, especially if I get talking too much. So I know Jess wanted to talk about how everybody stays motivated. Like we just talked about like the number of listings we have in our store and the number of listings we can typically do. How do you all stay motivated to actually work on your business? I know that Alicia and Victoria, like this is your primary income source. So like there's that little extra bit of motivation, but like how do you guys stay up with your business?
Yeah, I live by my planner. I think whenever I started using a planner, maybe like a decade ago, because when I went to college, I had to work full time too. I mean, I had a lot going on. And back then, the only way I could manage my time was a planner. And I just got one of those like Victoria's Secret, like cute little planners with like a dog on it, you know? And I've upgraded. I figured out like what is the exact, I buy the same planner every year. It's Passion Planner. And I kind of time block, but kind of not. I kind of like, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to post between 4 and 5 p.m., but then at like noon when I'm supposed to be taking a break, if I get like a wild hair, I'll be like, let's just do it now. Then I can have an extra hour during the day. But yeah, if I didn't have a planner, I would be extremely more unorganized than I already am. I'll say that.
Okay. What about you, Victoria?
The same thing. I have a planner and I do block planning. I mean, I have to. It's the only way, because what would happen is, because I do enjoy the job that we have, you know, and it's by choice that I stay home and do this instead of going and getting a job somewhere else. And so for me, I would stay in my office all night and Josh would be having a fit because then, you know, he's cooking and bathing the kids and all this stuff by himself. So I have to block out my day and get what I need to get accomplished, because at night I have to be mom and be present with the family. And then after they go to sleep, usually I am the first one up, besides my youngest. My oldest, he gets up first. Like he's up at like 5 a.m. to watch playthroughs on YouTube. So nice. I'm second, but then I'm always the last one asleep. So I usually get some work time in too after they go to bed and finish up whatever I need to do. But block planning has been the best. I also give myself permission to take naps if I need a nap. So, because I mean, I didn't have that luxury when I worked for somebody else. And so
absolutely.
It's like, if I need a refresh, I'm going to refresh and then get back up and do what I need to do. So I just manage, you know.
That's awesome. I really feel like everybody should be able to allow themselves naps. I used to get angry when I would get woken up after nap time at daycare. I would so angry. What about you, Jess?
I make lists, but typically I have like my day is pretty much set. Like I wake up, I go to work, and then after work I have 2 hours until I have to go pick up my daughter. So in that 2 hours, I go to the post office, and if it's Friday, I'll go to Goodwill because they have 75% off a certain color tag. But Monday through Thursday, I usually try to list or, you know, photograph, anything like that.
Okay. I got a wall that I put numbers on sometimes. I can't do that. I cannot function.
I'm going to do it. The wall of accountability.
That's legitimately the only thing I have, and that's just because I couldn't figure out like how come I kept getting like rooms full of stuff in my house. I was like, I feel like I just couldn't visualize it until those numbers happened, and then I was like, oh, it's because I'm not sourcing very often, because I feel like a lot of resellers, they source like 2 to 3 times a week. Some people go every day if they're like super hustling, but like I go maybe once a week. But again, it's because I keep picking up so much stuff. Like it's very rare that I end up at a thrift store and only pick up one thing or nothing. It's like a once, like every 3 months kind of a thing. And then you don't see that because I don't put it up on YouTube. But yeah, I can't do that. I'm the same way at work. I can't focus on one thing. It is physically painful for me to do that. And like I've been trying to find a psychologist to test me for ADHD and autism, because I can't. It's painful for me to focus on one thing. So you guys are awesome for being able to do that. Also, I've tried planners and making lists, and I can't do that. I will do a planner for a week and then it's collecting dust somewhere. So the fact that you guys could do that is amazing. That makes me jealous a little bit. So, okay, I really want to bring up PoshFest. And Jess says that she changed her opinion, which is why I really wanted to bring up PoshFest. So, okay, first of all, I know most of you do Posh more than I do. I only started Posh like last year. So I rarely sell stuff on that platform. Have you guys ever done PoshFest before? I know that the reason you two met was a Posh
and
like,
sip.
yeah, Posh and Sip. So like, did you guys do the virtual PoshFest last year? I think Victoria, you did, didn't you?
Did. I don't think Alicia did, but I did. You didn't do it. She don't waste money on anything. So $25, she was like, I ain't doing that.
Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything, Victoria? Money well saved.
I tell you, Tori though, girly girl style, she was all up in them chats, like every chat room.
Oh yeah.
She was in there talking to everybody and putting links up and everything. So that's what PoshFest was, the virtual for me, is chatting with everybody. And I made a couple of friends that I didn't even realize watched my YouTube videos. And so I got a couple things out of it. It was only $25 last year, and you got like a swag box or whatever. So it really was fine for me. But Alicia and I had talked about going to PoshFest this year. We talked about road tripping to Orlando since we live, nearby each other. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, I'll let her talk about what her plans are. I don't really know what I'm going to do. It sounds fun in theory, and there's a lot of people, resellers I talk to online that are going to go that I would like to meet. But if I do go, it's going to be me going down there and hanging out with people. I'm not going to pay to go to PoshFest. I've been to a lot of conventions. I used to go to a lot of software conventions with my old job, and it literally is 101 for newbies. I mean, and that's what PoshFest is. That's what everybody describes it as, Posh 101. And that's a lot of money to spend. I'd rather just go down there and hang out with people and thrift, go to the parties. So if I go, that's what I'm going to go do.
Okay. What about you, Jess? I want to know your opinion on PoshFest.
I did go to PoshFest in 2019.
I physically went.
I physically went to Phoenix.
Okay.
And no, it was fun. I liked the parties. I actually won a contest with my best friend who lives here. She does Posh as well. And we just did a photo contest. We didn't think we were going to win, but we won. So that was pretty awesome. And they gave us free tickets. So that's why we went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went and we were all expecting, to learn a lot, but it's basically Poshmark 101. Like if you don't know anything, it's great. It's great. But if you've been on Poshmark for, a couple of months or maybe half a year, it's kind of stuff you already know. And then it is a lot of like networking though. It's nice to meet the other people. I enjoyed like the breakout sessions, and they had like sourcing, and you got to like meet other YouTubers. Like I met Nicole State, I met Denali, who else? Empty Hanger. And it was just very cool, and I kind of fangirled out, but that made it worth it to me to go. But to go again, I don't know if I would want to, because I feel like I wouldn't learn anything. But right. I did. Okay, so I said I changed my opinion because I did apply to speak at PoshFest. So we'll see if it works. But
so that's actually a great segue, because I had that question. So I've been a guest at conventions because, again, I'm a Twitch partner. So like I've done gaming conventions, I've done anime conventions, I've done that. And my question would be, is for PoshFest, because they're not calling it a convention, they're calling it a fest. I don't know why they need that verbiage change, but do they pay their guests that speak, or do they provide free passes? Do any of you know that?
I don't think they do, because I think, if I remember correctly, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I vividly remember Nicole State made, like, I don't think it was a YouTube video. I think she made an Instagram story about how they do not pay for anything. It's like you can be a speaker, but you pay for your own ticket, everything. Someone let me know if I'm wrong, but I vividly remember Nicole State like making a whole Instagram story about that.
Yeah,
Thank you, girly girl style. I appreciate you for saying that. So that's something that I think, like, especially if they're going to keep it as Posh 101, they need to compensate their speakers in some way. Like, if you do anything for any of the gaming conventions, like if you do E3, if you do PAX, if you do, TwitchCon or anything like that, they compensate their guests. And then if you are a speaker, you do not pay for your ticket. Like, you might have to pay for your hotel, but you don't have to pay for any of the events that you go to. And normally you'll have extra events that you get to go to because you're a guest or a speaker. So I really feel like if they're wanting people to invest their time, because really people that are going to a Posh Fest or going to any kind of convention of that matter, they're going there because they either want to learn, they want to network. So if they're keeping it as Posh Fest 101 or Poshmark 101, they need to compensate those guests that are coming, because they're paying to be there to speak about what they know, but they're basically the attraction for Posh Fest. Unless they're getting people that work for Poshmark to do all of the panels and speak about everything, that doesn't make sense. The opportunity cost isn't there. So, yeah. Jess, maybe they'll change it this year and you'll get selected.
Well,
then you don't have to pay for your ticket.
Well, it said you can either speak in person or virtually. So if they're not going to pay for my ticket, then if I get picked, then I'd probably do it virtually.
Girly girl, that's interesting. Like, they would pay, but so many people will do it for free. I mean, I know that because they've gotten several people to do it for free. They've gotten several larger YouTubers to do it for free that talk about their platform all the time. Like,
but
part of the
that's manipulative, because it's like some people don't know better. Some people maybe don't have the experience of going to conferences, like we do, and they don't understand that they're should be compensated for their time. I mean, it's working. And yes, you're giving exposure, but I mean, I wonder if it's because Poshmark's majority women. I mean, that they take advantage of that, and
I'm a big proponent of the reason. Okay, this is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like the reason why the pay gap is still there is because women don't have the confidence to ask for that compensation. But then again, women are generally raised to be less than anyway. So, like, they can't overcome that societal norm to be like, no, I'm worth this amount of money. You need to pay this amount of money to me. So that's all. Yeah, girly girl. But that's awesome that you got to do that. And the fact that you feel that there was value there is important. Like, if you felt like it was a waste of your time, that would be different. If you didn't get anything out of the experience, that would be different. But you're saying that was worth it for you, and that's what's important. But again, I do feel like they're taking advantage of the creators, because a lot of people are going to network, and they are going because they want to, like, see or talk to their favorite YouTuber who they see, like, do and pull numbers on Poshmark. So that's also a big draw for Poshmark, are those guest speakers, or those people giving those panels. So, and then, like, the price is just asinine to me. Okay.
Crazy. It's insane. What are we paying for? I mean, am I the only one thinking that? I mean, that's crazy. Well, Jess, I remember Gorgeous, you told me over a year ago what the price was, because I remember me and now this is like pre-pandemic, okay?
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, this is way back. And Victoria, you were telling me one day, I think this was at a Posh and Sit maybe. You were telling me something. Yeah, you were telling me something about, like, oh, we should go to Posh Fest, but then Jess told me how much it was.
We were joking about Brandon following us around and filming us for YouTube.
Yeah, my husband was going to be our, like, videographer. Nice. But once I found out how much it was from Jess is the one who told me, like, a year or two ago, I was like, that ain't the place for me, because I don't pay that kind of money.
No, and then I don't think they offer the same experience. So when I looked it up because you guys brought it up in our group chat, it's $269 for a 2-day convention. All right. So all right, I'm gonna just compare it to Twitch because that's where I spend every year except for last year. Like for a partner, it was like $180, right? It's a 3-day convention, okay? It's a 3-day convention with a concert, right? And it's not like a crappy concert. Like the last TwitchCon, they had Blink 182 and a whole bunch of other people playing as well. There's like there's like a DJ playing at all times somewhere else. There's like places where you can play video games all day long. There's vendors, there's artist alleys, there's like a lot of stuff there that even if you don't care about any of the 101 panels or any of the panels at all, you can still get a lot of value out of that ticket, in addition to the fact that you're getting like basically a private concert. So for them to not have any amenities other than these panels, that they're not compensating the people that are giving these panels to do, like, I don't understand how they're justifying $269 for this convention. And that's just someone who's like run a convention for Derby, so I understand how much renting a convention center costs. So if all they're trying to do is offset their costs, like, how is their attendance? Their attendance must be absolutely atrocious for them to have a $269 ticket, unless they're like wanting to make money off of this convention.
I don't know how many people go.
Do you know, Jess, like roughly how many people you thought were going
this year?
Did it feel like a lot of people?
No, when you went in 2019 or 2019.
There was a lot of people. Like, I would say maybe 3,000? No, 2,000? 1,000? I don't know. It was 2,000. It was a big convention center, and it was pretty full. So,
okay, 2,000. You're saying 2,000 people? Maybe
1,000. You know, I'm not really that great with.
Jess, the game you shouldn't play. This is all okay. This is what this reminds me of. You ever watch Big Brother? Well, they'll put like a bottle of like gumballs, and they'll be like, "There's 300 gumballs in here," and then they'll have like a wall behind you, and they're like, "How many gumballs is on this wall?" That's not the game for you, Jess, is it?
You know, they actually. Okay, funny story. They actually do something like that at my work, and I won 2 days in a row.
Well, I'm wrong.
Okay,
but I do the math.
Lori said 2,000.
Okay, so again, comparing it to TwitchCon, $180, 3-day convention with a concert, 28,000 people.
Dollars.
Like 28,000 people paid $180 to go to this convention.
Oh, you're talking
San Diego.
about. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I don't understand, other than the attendance isn't there. So the cost for the ticket is legitimately just to rent the building and pay for the insurance, which means maybe you shouldn't have a convention, in my opinion. If you do not have, like, if you don't have the investment in your users to do that, maybe just don't. Especially if you're not going to compensate anybody. I'm sorry. This is like, I feel
That's
like
okay. We're just giving our real and honest opinions. That's okay.
Well, I feel bad. I feel bad that I won that contest and got free tickets, and then they
Why?
No, because they didn't pay any of the people who spoke.
I mean, that just means you lucked out. Like that.
I did.
That's amazing.
And that explains, because I talked to Denali, and she was like, "You won tickets? Like, you got here for free?" And I was like, "Yeah, didn't you?"
Wow.
Yeah,
that's painful.
Yeah,
but that's exactly like why if I go, I'm going to go for the networking. I'm going to go for the parties. I'm going to go to hang out with other resellers that I want to meet without actually paying to go to PoshFest. I mean, you don't have to actually go, and so I'm not going to pay it to go sit in some breakout sessions, and I mean, I didn't enjoy doing the virtual, but like I said, it was not a lot of money out of my pocket. And I would probably be like Tori though, like even if I didn't get compensated, I'd be happy, because I try to see the positive in it, and would want to go and network with people. And that's really the whole purpose. I would go to Orlando this time anyway, is just to network, but I don't see going to the actual convention.
Wow. Yeah, and the virtual ticket, so you said last year was like $20, $30?
I think it's 25.
25.
So this year it's $49 to get a virtual ticket. So it's twice the price. And then if you want to get the swag, which I saw your swag, Victoria.
Yeah, it was like, I mean,
yeah, it's 40 additional dollars. It's $89 to get the swag. So wait, did you got the swag and you paid $25?
I paid $25 and you get you got a t-shirt,
a mug,
buttons, keychain. The keychain was just something I could have made at home. I mean,
thank you card.
Alicia and I have gotten better stuff in our Posh and Sip boxes. Like the last Posh and Sip I did was when we were just able to be around people but still had to wear a mask. And we had an in-person one at a coffee shop here, and they gave us Poshmark mask with like the Poshmark logo on it. They gave us like a banner. Like they give us like all kinds of party favors and stuff. I feel like I get better stuff in a Posh and Sip box than I did at Posh Fest.
That's a shame. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get more heated, and I don't even had any intention of any interest in Posh Fest, but I'm just getting heated about this because it's just not right in my opinion. But let's get to her questions. So she asked how you like the new features on Poshmark, and I'm guessing they're talking about the bulk editor or bulk share.
Mm-hmm. I have something to say about that.
Me too.
So it's funny because on Poshmark, I got in the news feed, it tells you things that are going on, and it said, oh, this is now available or something. And I was like, oh, sweet, I got the update or whatever. And I click on it and I can't do anything. Like, why are you going to tell me that if
get it together?
I don't have access.
I don't have it yet.
At the bottom, it says PS. Some people don't have access yet or something.
PS Psycho Wee Wee.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't have the feature yet, but it literally is, instead of 2 clicks, it's 1 click. And you have to go through your whole closet and select everything. I'll tell you when I'm going to use that feature. I am OCD, and I like my closet to be in order from the first item listed all the way to the newest item. And I use Posher VA, and every once in a while it gets my closet out of order, and I have to go and I have to fix it because it'll drive me nuts. And so I'm going to use the Poshmark bulk feature to put my closet back in order a little bit faster than me having to manually share. That's what I'm going to use it for.
Wow. Alicia, do you have it?
No, I'm not using that. I use Reseller Assistant to share my closet. 100% worth it. Mm-hmm. Not interested in. I haven't even looked to see if I even have this new feature. It just takes too much time still, y'all. It's too much time. Because if you have 800 items in your closet, 800 clicks, that's a lot.
Right, which is why everybody was excited when they said it was the bulk share or bulk offering, like, bulk offers like you do on eBay, where you just you click one button, right, and you save 15%, and it sends it to everybody. It does the math for you. You don't have to do anything. That's what people thought was going to happen, where it's like, all right, we're just going to share your whole closet. Cool. I don't know why they decided not to do that. Did they think maybe people were just going to sit there and press the share button?
My favorite thing about this new option is the memes that I've been seeing. And my favorite meme that someone made, it was like someone scratching themselves, and they were like, all the Poshmark sharing companies, when Poshmark pulls out the bulk sharing, they're all like nervous and like freaking out. And then it says like when the actual Poshmark bundle sharing rolls out and everyone's like not doing it. I don't know. The memes have been the best for me to see on Instagram.
I do want to, Tori said she uses it to send out bulk offers. Yeah. Tori, when you send out bulk offers, do you have to select the items you're going to send the offer for, or does it send it to everything? Because see, with Posher VA, I have it set up where automatically within a minute it sends a 20% off offer to anybody who likes an item. So I don't even have to look at offers to likers until I go to send out something more than 20%. And then once or twice a month, I'll send out a 30% off. And I'll do it in one click. And literally just click and it does it. So I don't have to select each individual item, you know, and it's so easy. It's like $25 a month. I mean, and it's saved me so much time. I know like Alicia's been using hers. What do you use?
Reseller assistant. That's who I
She's been using it for a long time. I just started using Posher VA, changed my whole business. Mm-hmm. And I make most of my money on Poshmark. I cross list every item that I list on eBay, Mercari, and then if it's vintage on Etsy. But still, the majority of my sales, just what I'm selling, happens on Poshmark. I make almost all my money from Poshmark. So I'm not like hating on Poshmark. I love the platform, but I feel like it was a big tease. And I don't buy this whole thing about the programmers not being able to do something, you know, like they're saying, oh, well, we're not talking about antiquated software like eBay. That's like so old, and they have really not changed the makeup of that website since the late 90s. I mean, it is just basically stuff stuck on it like over the years, you know, it's really antiquated.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a newer, you know, software. I don't see how they can't do, you know, something, you know, using SQL or something where you're asking questions of the software. I mean, I just don't understand how the coding would be so hard that they could only take away one click and you still have to manually collect every item in your closet.
I don't think it has anything to do with the coding. I 100% think it has to do with their business model and the environment that they're trying to create on their platform. Because again, when Poshmark first started, their competition, when you ask them who was their competition as far as other apps go, was Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And that makes no sense. It's a selling platform. Instagram wasn't integrated with Facebook at the time that they said that. So it didn't make very much sense. Just like, do any of y'all use the stories feature on Poshmark?
That's why they added it. It's because they want to be comparable to Instagram and not these other reselling platforms. And they want you to stay on the app because that's more time that you're focused on their app versus doing what you need to do for your reselling business. So I won't go back to sharing. I'm going to stick with Posher VA. It's changed my whole landscape of my business so I can focus on other things.
I just don't understand. Like, you're wanting it to be a social app. Then why not make a social app? Why make it a selling focus? That just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't seem like that. I was hoping maybe that because of the fact that they've gone public, right? And then seeing like the bulk sharing and the bulk offers, I was really hopeful that they were like, oh, okay, well, now that they've gone public, they're going to make this change to where it's actually going to be a selling platform and like move away from this social aspect, or at least like make it a back burner thing. And they won't do it. And I'm not quite sure why they won't do that. But I mean, you also have more of a curated closet, Victoria. I think out of all of us, like you definitely like their listings have a style to them. So I can definitely see how your closet continues to perform best, or like that's where your primary focus is because you have a curated closet. But I don't know y'all's personal sales numbers, but I can see how that would be your number one platform because you have a very stylized closet, and that seems to perform very well on Poshmark.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing eBay until about, I guess, a year ago. I started doing eBay again. And I think we've talked about this before. I was on eBay in the 90s, and they did a lot of dirty things to their sellers, and it made me get off of eBay in the early 2000s. And I went over to Etsy when Etsy launched because I sold a lot of vintage even back then. But I went back to eBay, and I do make eBay sales. In Mercari, I'll make a sale here and there, but they're full price sales. But so far, Poshmark has been my main income. And now the income I have is surpassing what I had at my old job. So,
Yay!
so now I'm, cooking. But who says Poshmark might not always be my main platform? I mean, I'm
Right.
open to whatever the market does. So
have any of you tried Facebook Marketplace at all?
I'm going to start today. I've already
Okay.
done my planner. I'm starting today.
Have either of you down below tried it at all?
just for furniture and stuff, like
Yeah.
I've sold like big things that I don't want to ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah, no.
when we had our antique store, we sold so much. Like I would say almost 50% of our sales from the antique store were Facebook Marketplace. Like furniture and stuff like that, it's great to sell on there.
Right. So if you were going to go to selling on Facebook Marketplace as of today because it's in your planner, are you selling furniture or are you going to try to sell what you normally sell on Poshmark and eBay?
I was talking to, I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to a reseller today who sells on there on Instagram, and they said they're having a lot of luck with like 5, 10, like cheap items. They said those are the ones that are flying for them. So my plan of action is to go into my Poshmark, sort by like price low to high, and then just start cross posting. And just mainly clothes. I don't want to meet up with anybody. At the antique store, it was like different, because they could come to the store. But yeah, I don't want to drive out and meet someone to go hand them a shirt or anything like that.
Just click shipping only.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, have you guys watched Amber Resell's video about Facebook Marketplace where she was talking to like Drew from Profit Monsters and like 2 other people that sell on Facebook?
Not yet, but I'm going to, because I do want to get into selling on Facebook Marketplace too, or just try it. But I haven't started yet. So I saved her videos.
Okay. I would recommend that video just because it was good, because of the fact that she did an excellent job finding people that sell different stuff and then also sells different level stuff. So Alicia, like you were talking about with the low fast flips, her other guest that was also named Amber, that's what she does. She just does low fast flips on Facebook Marketplace, doing primarily clothes. One of them was shoes, and then Drew did mostly like higher end like electronics and shoes and stuff. So it's definitely worth watching. It's a very good video. But I mean, I've tried listing other stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and legitimately that one sale with the free shipping weekend with those lawn chairs has been the only thing I've been able to sell. Like I've gotten 0 views. Like I don't know what's happening. So I don't know if I need to, just try different days, listing at different times and see when things get traction, or maybe like only list stuff on there when I get the free labels. So I don't know. But I'm interested to see how it works out for you all if you guys decide to do Facebook Marketplace. Definitely make videos about it so I can watch them.
We may not have the video to make if we don't sell nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. But, okay. So let's go to eBay then, or just returns in general. So I have had, in this last month on eBay, more returns than I had in the last 2 years selling on the platform. And I've also had more people just buy something and then not pay for it. Like, have you guys seen that uptick in the last like month or 2?
I haven't seen an increase, but I definitely see it. I usually have like one a month that like they'll offer me something on eBay, never pay for it, never respond to a message. But I haven't noticed like an increase personally for me.
Okay.
I haven't had any returns since I started selling on eBay in the last year. But as far as non-payers, I must be a magnet for people who do not want to pay on eBay. And I'm like, what the heck? I get them constantly. I had one the other day, and I'm very patient, whatever, and send them reminders. And
Victoria, is it people that are making you offers? Like, do you have it selected where people have to pay? Like, if they're doing buy it now, it's always with me. It's always the people that offer me something.
I think the majority of them have made an offer and I've accepted it, and they just never pay.
That's my situation. That's 100% my situation.
Really? Because I noticed now that you said something, like that's the case for all of them. It was like an offer. They sent me an offer like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get up for another 6 hours. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll accept it. And then like in 4 days, it auto cancels. What about you, Jess?
I have require immediate payment on, and then I don't do best offer. So I feel like if I do have somebody that makes me an offer or something, and then they don't end up paying, I have to take it off of like Macari and Poshmark, and then if they don't pay, then I have to put it back on Poshmark and Macari, and I don't have time for that. So I try not to accept offers unless I actually send them myself.
So that's interesting, Jess, that you do that, because I don't remove things from the other platforms until they actually pay for the item.
Yeah, same. I do the same thing. I don't take them off until they pay, because I have so many that don't pay.
Yeah.
It's a good way to save time on Okay. So speaking of like, so I've had a rash of people not paying, and then, people doing returns. I hear people talk about the summer slowdown. I have never experienced it. But then again, I don't sell just one kind of thing. So I sell a lot of like long tail evergreen items, and then, some clothing. So, I mean, you two are full time, and Jess, you've been doing this for a really long time. When does summer slowdown start and end typically? And then do you guys normally feel it in your businesses? No?
I don't. Last weekend, I had $1,000 in sales in 2 days. So summer slowdown has not happened for me. Of course, last year was a weird year, but even during COVID, I mean, people were buying a lot then. So I don't think that that's a fair analysis, but this summer I have not experienced any summer slowdown at all. So
yeah, I don't have enough history. I feel like I've been reselling for a couple of years now, but like last year was COVID and I wasn't sourcing, so I feel like I kind of have to scratch that whole summer because I don't think it was accurate. And then the summer before that, I had just started and I was listing like 20 things, maybe a month. So I feel like, I don't know, like, even though I've been doing this for a couple years, I feel like all the past 2 summers I've been reselling, I don't have an accurate like past to go off of. So I'm not sure. The first couple weeks of June, I put out my what sold video. It was kind of slow, but then every day since then, I've been making at least 4 or 5 sales a day. So I don't know. I don't know when summer slowdown is.
Yeah, whenever I do my like monthly recap and stuff, like I can always tell like if I'm having a slow month, it's because I'm not doing very much in my business that month, either due to my health or because of other like life reasons. Like my business only takes a dip, and I take a dip from the business. So do you think maybe like people have this weird perception of summer sales and summer slowdown being a thing because most people take vacations during the summer? So maybe they're taking vacations and more time away from their business and they're like not noticing, like they don't realize that might be what's causing that? Or
I think it totally could be that if you're not putting in the work, then you're not going to get the results,
Yeah, I just found that that's very weird because, like I said, I've been doing this part time for two and a half years now, and like I don't understand what summer slowdown is because it's like my sales, when I put more work into the business, I get more money out of the business versus, if I don't do anything, then my sales tank. And then sometimes even when I'm not putting stuff into the business, I'm still getting good sales. Like I've had a couple of months like that. So would you guys say like, all right, we're going to have like one more question just because I'm curious. So like I have a mix of long tail because I also sell a lot of vintage and I sell a lot of like vintage glass and ceramics. So I know most of my items are going to be long tail. I know that might not be something that would work for Alicia because you do a lot of bread and butter, right?
I mean, I pick up some stuff like there's some stuff like I like buying those designer boxes, and once I set the price to that, I don't really lower it, and I do sit on a lot of that stuff. But a lot of the stuff I find in my area is like $20 to $40 resale value, you know? And so, yeah, a lot of my stuff, it's quick. And okay, my definition, I should give my definition of a quick flip, because I realized, Victoria, after, was it your story you just put up on Instagram? Was that what it was? Or a poll? You put up something about what's a quick flip to you? And none of your answers were even my answers. So this shows me that, like, we all have. So for me, a quick flip is within 6 months. When I say quick flip, that's what
wow.
That's what
Wow.
Well, that's my new YouTube video that's going up either tonight or tomorrow, is my quick flips, and it's under a week.
Yep.
Because somebody had asked me to do a video on that, because y'all know when I do what solds, they're over $40 items.
Right.
But I do sell a lot of items that aren't $40 and up. So that's very interesting that 6 months. But Alicia, I have a lot of items that sit too, like, but I know they're going to sit when I purchase them, you know, like.
Yeah.
Your ModCloth pieces and your vintage pieces. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's funny. I just, from your story, whenever, like, I think your 3 answers were like a day, 3 days, or like a week. It was something like that, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is a quick flip. But like for me, if something sells in 3 months, I'm buying it again. Like, so 6 months, because y'all know time flies. Like, I think about things I purchased 6 months ago. It feels like yesterday. So that's my definition. I would love to know in the chat, what is your definition of a quick flip? Because I guess we all have a very different, totally different definition.
What about you, Jess? Like, what is your definition of a quick flip?
I'm with Victoria. I'd say about a week.
Okay, see, yeah, so I am not there where you guys are. I'm also not where Alicia is either. Like, for me, if it sells within 60 days, I'm good. Like, that's quick to me. If it sells within a day, I obviously did not price that right. To me personally. But, like, I watch a lot of Matt from Thrift Alive, and he does a quick flip model, and his version of quick flip is it sells within 90 days. So, but he also does primarily clothing, used clothing. So I feel for me, if you sell primarily used clothing, if it's between 60 and 90 days, you're getting a good return. Like, if it gets up to 6 months, that's when I'm thinking about, all right, I need to cross list this and maybe lower the price a little bit. So I wouldn't, 6 months to me is too long, but that's interesting.
Okay,
Alicia.
but my situation is so different from other people's. I have a lot of rooms in my house that are empty that I can store stuff in. So, like, for me, like, I set it in a room and I shut the door and I don't look at it again, and I don't share my closet for me personally. So it's like, as soon as I list it, it's out of my mind. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. So in 6 months, my time, the way my mind works, 6 months was like yesterday. So I'm like, oh, that was quick. So yeah, it's just interesting to see how everyone else thinks about it.
That's awesome. Okay, so
doing this video though, like that I'm putting out, the answers were 5 days, 10 days, or 15 days. Like, what would people think was a quick flip? Most people said 5 or 10. So I did 7. I did a week. But for me, in my experience, I have a lot of items that I pay up for, and I don't care if they sit, because Alicia can tell you, I have a building behind my house that used to be a garage. It's like a little warehouse, and that's where my inventory sits. So I have room. So if I price things, sometimes I price things with my gut versus what comps are, and I will let it sit. I don't care, until the right buyer comes along,
And you've been rewarded for that. I see your what sold videos.
I have a lot of people tell me, I can't believe you got that much, even for like a ModCloth skirt. But it's like, I just price it what I feel that the value is. And, I'm willing to lower it. I send out offers 20% off, 30% off, like, I'm not going to just sit on something forever. But, even my ModCloth stuff that I pay up for, I have a lot of stuff that I don't sell for 6-8 months, but that's okay. So it was interesting doing a fast flips video, because I am not a bread and butter person. I don't sell a lot of bread and butter. And so being able to share some of those lower price sales items I got from when Alicia and I went to the bins or something, so it's going to be a different kind of video for me because this is not the majority of my items, So anyway.
All right. Well, it is almost 5 o'clock, and I know some of you ladies do have prior engagements that you have to leave. So we will be trying to do one of these a month, y'all. So if you want to see all of these lovely lady faces, again, their channels are linked down below in the description of this video. Also, we will hopefully do this again, and we will probably all just be in each other's videos next month because Jess and I are going to fly down to Mississippi to visit with them.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing a lot of us all together probably in July. But thank you guys very much for being here. Ladies, thank you all very much for being here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this chat, and we will do this again. So bye.
Bye, y'all.